Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to the Chelsea series and the final episode as well, where we face Everton away from home in the final game here as Chelsea manager, hoping to finish with a top four finish come end of the series here, which of course is nothing to shout about, but hopefully we can salvage some sort of pride from the series here. I was about to say that we come into this episode in a great run of form, and we should have already qualified for the Champions League, but then the last two games happened and we capitulated again. So we may well finish in fifth place come end of the episode. We shall, not that it matters too much, it's only a little bit of a pride thing, of course. I think if I finish in the top four, I'll keep my job. If I finish fifth in the league, I think I'll get sacked in this episode. As I said, not that it matters too much, because either way what happens, this is the final game of the series here. But it would be nice to finish in the top four. And it's not really gone as I planned this series, to be honest. It's not been great. I've kind of got a deep hatred for Chelsea now after this series. Not really. But it could have gone a lot better. That period we had in the last couple of episodes really did mess up the series here. But a top four finish, a Carabao Cup final. You know, I've heard of worse seasons than that. And of course, if it was that bad, I'd be sacked. So it's not as terrible as it may seem, but still, it's nothing to shout about at all, is it really? Let's be honest. So in the last few games here of the season, I said it was going really, really well, actually. We managed to finally get a win and stop the 5 losses in a row after the last episode. We Brighton at home 4-2, which was nice. After that, we had a great win away to Tottenham, beat them 2-0. Finally beat a half-decent team in the season, which is very, very surprising, especially away from home. After that, though, we played Arsenal away. We lost this game 1-0, unfortunately. But after that, we won the next 5 games in a row. Only conceded 1 goal in those games as well. We beat West Ham 1-0 at home. Felix penalty. We then beat Palace away from home. A late goal from Mudryk there. Then again, following the theme, we beat Bournemouth at home 1-0 for Fana header in the 5th minute. We finally scored more than 1 goal. This was at home to Brentford, a team who we quite like this season. Of course, we beat them 6-2 away in the Carabao Cup semi-final. We also beat them 3-0 at home in the league in this game. Joao Felix for a goal and Raheem Sterling with a brace in that game as well. We then beat Forest at home 4-1. We were actually 4-0 up after 37 minutes here. There are 2 players sent off in the second half, and they still managed to get a consolation goal. So that was absolutely devastating and disgusting, to tell you the truth. 4-0 up after 37 minutes, down to 9 men, dominating the game. Should have got 8 or 9 in this game, but ended up winning the game 4-1 only in the end. After that, this is when it started to go a little bit pear-shaped for us. We drew away to Southampton 1-1, which was really disappointing. We were 1-0 up in the game from Adwiki. Didn't look fully convincing though in the game, it has to be said. But I thought we might hold on to a nice win. Unfortunately though, Salisu had other ideas. And then just for the episode, absolutely horrendous. Horrendous result this. We lost at home to Newcastle 3-1. Better team in the game as well. Unfortunately, we couldn't take our chances. They absolutely killed us on the counter-attack. I think I set up too positive in this game. I think I overestimated us too much and underestimated Newcastle, and we got battered 3-1, which is absolutely shocking. If we'd have beat Newcastle at home, we'd already qualified in 4th place for the Champions League for next season. Everton away from home in the final game of the season here, the final game of the series. It would be nice to go out in a little bit of a high. As I said, it doesn't really matter too much, but it would be nice to go out in a high. Of course, even if we lose to Everton, we could still finish in 4th place, depending on what Arsenal do. Everton survived relegation, so they're not really fighting for anything. Arsenal away to Crystal Palace, who have survived relegation as well. So we're both basically in the same boat, really. They're 5th facing 17th, we're 4th facing 16th. So as long as we match Arsenal's result, we are guaranteed to finish in the top 4. If they draw, however, and we lose, they'll finish 4th by goal difference. So it would be nice just to win the game and go out on a high, but we shall see what happens. Anyway, final game of the series, Everton away, coming up next. Well, I've tried many different formations in the last few weeks, and I just experimented a little bit with the team, I guess you could say. It was going quite well until the last 2 games, as I said. Away to Southampton was a bit unlucky. Then at home to Newcastle, I think I went just too positive, to tell you the truth. I'm set up with 3 at the back here today. Everton are going with a 4-4-2, so putting 3 centre-backs in there to deal with their 2 strikers. I've got Koulibaly as a wide centre-back on support. I've got Fofana in there as cover. And I've got Badiashile as a ball-playing defender on defend. Got 2 complete wing-backs as well. You've got James on attack and Chilwell on support. Then I've got 3 centre midfielders in there. I've got Conte, Mount and Kovacic. And then I've got Felix and Sterling up front, of course, still with an out-and-out striker, playing with that support mentality on the strikers there. I think the series would be a whole lot different if I did play with an out-and-out striker. But even saying that, we haven't got an out-and-out striker to cover, have we? Aubameyang, he's not here anymore, someone in January, terrible these days. And who knows how it could have been. I think Chelsea are just desperate for a striker. But anyway, final game of the series. Can we go out with a flourish? Everton away. Let's find out. Alright, here we go. Will it be a humiliating end to the series here with Chelsea? I can't wait for it to be over, to be honest with you. I've not been happy here being a Chelsea manager. I just want to play non-league to Giants save. I want to do a non-league to Giants. If we finish fourth in the league, it's not a humiliation in my opinion. Some people may think differently. Anyway, Kovacic is just through here. Oh my word, he's showing his 8th finish in there, isn't he? Absolutely horrendous. Yeah, 4th place finish. I don't think we embarrassed ourselves. Definitely can't hold our heads too high, that is for sure. But 5th in the league, it's only 1 place difference, but definitely has been a humiliating season if we finish 5th in the league. We're absolutely battering Everton here, by the way. Battering them. Felix is having a rare good game, which is very surprising. Arsenal are losing as well, 1-0 to Crystal Palace. We're dominating the game, but there's no highlights to talk of at all. Well, finally we get another highlight. This is like the shortest episode in history, this one. Anyway, it's Badiashile to Mount to Chilwell. Can we score a goal here? Come on, boys. I don't know who's going to be manager next season, but hopefully he's going to play Champions League football with you. Pickford kicks the ball long. Is this going to be one of those dreaded games where Everton don't create anything at all in the game? We dominate the game. They get one chance, they score. Could happen right now, to be honest. That is what I'm expecting. Here we go. Oh, lovely. Shocking it. Absolutely dominated this first half. Battered them. Everton get one chance in the game, one shot on target, and they score. Of course they do. 1-0 down in the game. Get me out of this series. Wow, that is ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous. Battered them in the first half there. Throwing the water bottle again. I threw the water bottle at the end of the last game against Newcastle. I was absolutely ashamed of what I saw against Newcastle. Ashamed. A home to Newcastle losing 3-1 is abysmal. When you're a team like Chelsea, come on. Shocking. Anyway, not looking too good for us, is it? Not looking too good at all. Well, no changes at half time. We're 1-0 down. Arsenal losing 1-0 as well, though, so we might just stumble over the line. Possibly. Look, it's been one highlight in the game for us so far. This is terrible. Alright, I'm scrapping the 3 at the back system here. Well, I've scrapped the 3 at the back system here in today's game. I brought Madueke on for Badiashile, and I've also taken off Kovacic and brought on Havertz as well. Also gone with an attacking mentality as well. Let's hope we can score a goal at least to end the season here. Terrible again, though. Terrible. Just cannot get on with Chelsea at all in this series. Not at all. Could have been so much better, though. It could have been, just that period we had was just ridiculous, wasn't it? 5 losses in a row against all the big teams. It was just pathetic. Just one win there and our season could be completely changed. Just a Carabao Cup win, getting Man United out of the FA Cup, going through the Champions League, Premier League, something against one of the teams, but we completely capitulated then. And towards the end of the season, we are capitulated as well because, drew away to Southampton, lost to home Newcastle 3-1, and now at the moment, with 25 minutes to go, we're losing to Everton 1-0. Poor from Conte, that. Really, really poor. Really, really poor. Well, it's going to go 2-0 now. Can't miss, can he? Oh, my word. Oh, my word. This is absolutely horrendous. Horrendous. What a team. Well, I say about the striker situation, to be honest, defensively we've been absolute shambles this season as well, so I need to take some sort of liability for that, I guess. He's going to shoot again. They always shoot for this position for no reason whatsoever. It never goes in. It's not going in. Never go. They do this every single time for manager. It does my head in. Does my head in. Got a corner out of it though. Not that it matters though, to be honest. It's that bad at the end of the season there. I couldn't care less, to be honest with you. Arsenal losing 1-0 though, so still at the moment we're qualifying in top 4, but this team's shocking. Absolutely shocking. These goalkeepers at the club, by the way, are terrible. I even had the board come to me to demand that I drop Kepa, otherwise I'll be sacked. So, yeah, it's either Kepa or myself. Easy decision, Kepa, get out of the team, mate. And it's not like Edouard Mendy is much better, to be honest. They're both terrible. FootballManager here for me. Terrible. Anyway, I cannot believe this scoreline, to tell you the truth. They've had 2 chances in the game to score both of them, which is just ridiculous. 2 absolute tap-ins, of course. We've been attacking now for about 30 minutes. We've been positive the entire game, creating chances, but we haven't really had a sniff at goal, have we? Awful. Awful. I said, if Arsenal draw, we're finishing in 5th place anyway. Word. You feeling alright, Havertz? Jesus, I ain't seen him since January. Where's he been? Been awful as well. Well, got a goal back. Arsenal still losing 1-0. Can we make a sensational comeback here? Late in the game? Oh no, of course not. Well, can we? Madueke. Conte. What's he doing? Who nicks the ball off Conte? How unrealistic is this game? Never happens. Fofana gets the ball back. James. Oh, it's Madueke. One of our shining lights this season, Madueke. He blasts the ball there. Looks like he came off Pickford's head. 5 minutes to go. We've got another corner here. Chilwell to take it again. What is that from Fofana? Awful header that from Fofana. Terrible. Well, very lively end to the game. Fofana wins a header over Calvert-Lewin. Now here's Madueke. Sterling. Cleared by Cody. Now here's Iwobi. Might hear on the counter-attack again. It's Damari Gray. Okay. Well, that's 3-1. Oh my word. What a team. Oh, God. Third chance of the game. Third goal. I don't really care anymore because this is the final game of the season. Final game of the series as well. I don't care what happens to Chelsea after this point. I hate them. I genuinely hate them so much. I said the goalkeepers are just awful. Well, what a way to end the series. Oh my word. Absolute filth. Absolutely. This bloke here, I don't know how he's a Premier League goalkeeper. He's woeful. He's worse than Kepa, that is for sure. Kepa, I felt like, I felt a bit sorry for Kepa when Todd Bowley came to me demanding that, because who am I dropping him for? Him? Honestly, he's been filth. Absolute filth this season. Terrible goalkeeper. Terrible. Throwing the water bottle and I'm resigning. Get out of my life, Chelsea. I don't want you in my life anymore. Awful. Well, we managed to finish in fourth in the league. Not that we deserve it, because Arsenal lost to Palace 1-0. Well, it seems like I've managed to keep my job even after that disgusting end of the season. Very, very bizarre. Yeah, we finished a mile off the top three clubs in the end. I don't know what's going on with the top three clubs this season, by the way. You got Man U and Liverpool sitting on 90 points and Man City on 88 points. And also plus 72, plus 65 and plus 63 goal difference. I'm not making excuses for myself, but these three have been kind of absolutely ridiculous this season. Which is just, this wouldn't happen. 3 teams that good with that sort of goal difference is just not going to happen, is it? Look at the state of these lower league teams and their goal difference. But anyway, that's the end of the series, guys. 22 wins, 8 draws, 8 losses. It's just... That's what I say about that. Terrible. Terrible, terrible season. It was going quite well until here. Then it just went completely downhill, and I just could not wait to end the series, to be honest with you. After this point here, I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. 4-1 to Man U, 4-1 to Man U, 1-0 to Man City, 4-1 to Man U, and 1-0 away to Barcelona. It was just absolutely ridiculous. Could not believe what I was seeing there. It was, one win in 9 games there? Are home to Leeds 2-0. I know we had some very tricky games in there, but as I said before, if you want to go anywhere in FootballManager or in real life with a team, then you need to beat some of these teams to get further. You can't just lose every single big game you compete in. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, in terms of the squad, best player of the season has been Reece James. He's got 20 assists for the season, but he's been very inconsistent as well. I haven't been fully happy with him, to be honest with you. You saw there, he got 6.3 there against Everton. 7.13 average rating is our highest average rating for the season. Nowhere near good enough. I am partly to blame for that, of course. I pick the team, I do the tactics, but also players have just been useless, to tell you the truth. I just can't get on with them at all. I just cannot wait to resign. Other than that, you see the next 3 best players are all bit part players. Andre Santos, Fofana and Gallagher. Madueke's been a shining light. 11 goals and 7 assists, 7.04. Hasn't been quite the same towards the end of the season here after he picked up an injury. Pulisic as well, another big part player. Only 3 players who are first team regulars got in the green rating for the season. That's how bad it's been this season. 13 goals and 10 assists for Sterling as well. Top goal scorer for the club was Havertz with 19 goals. As I said, I haven't seen him since January. I don't know where on earth he's been. He's been absolute filth, almost unusable. 13 goals for Felix and Sterling and 11 goals for Madueke. So I think it's safe to say we know where the problems lie, and that is the goal scoring department. Saying that though, defensively, it's been absolute shambles as well. So yeah, that is the end of the series, guys. Obviously, just a one-season series, just playing without a striker. I didn't enjoy it too much. As I said, I'm looking forward to going back to non-league to Giants, continuing that with my Portsmouth save there. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you do check that out. It's going quite well in the Premier League now these days. We did just about achieve the minimum here with Chelsea. Obviously, failed in the Champions League, failed in the FA Cup as well. But I think getting to the Carabao Cup final and qualifying for the Champions League without green pass there just about kept me in a job. But They need a striker. They desperately need a striker. My job security is secure now. How am I secure? I have no idea how I'm secure. But anyway, it's time for me to leave this club. Goodbye, Chelsea. I'm not interested in you no more. Resign as manager. And that is the end of the episode and the end of the series, guys. Please remember that if you do like this video, hit that like button for me. And also, if you're new around here, do consider hitting that subscribe button as well. This might be the end of the series here, but I've still got other things going on for you to check out. It'd really help me out and you much appreciate as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the next one.